it's even higher. So if you going up to like 200 and up for that, for even smaller braids.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, there's some money in black hair care. You know, you can find a way
It definitely is.
scale it up and make it
No,
what's the word I'm looking for? Because it's there's a real interesting niche, but it can be there's a difference between you running a business and a business running you. So if you can figure out that happy medium, and it seems like I've always been interested in it since I watched who's the comedian that had the documentary on good hair. Who was his name? Chris
Chris
Rock.
Rock.
Did you guys see his documentary?
Absolutely.
Oh my God. I didn't know there was so much money in black hair care. So
Hair
like,
weave can scale up to 5,000 and up that you can get on depending on where it's shipped in from.
oh my goodness. Yeah. So if you can pick your punches and find your niche, that's an interesting place to get started. Yep. All right, all right. All right. So we'll be definitely diving into her story. I'm very interested in learning all I can about that. Okay. So with that said, marketplace questions from the marketplace. Now, Tania, I've already written down the first set of questions. You have a potential contract opportunity, and you want to actually navigate the proper way of handling it. All right, that's good. That's good. I think many people will be interested in that. You have any other questions that we could get answered today?
No, not at the moment. That's my main thing.
Okay. All right. All right. Um, Me and Miles, we talked earlier today, and I'm actually going to share some of the things that Miles was asking me about with regards to furnish finders with all y'all. But Miles, was there any other questions that you had a curiosity about?
No, not at this time. But I'm on with me and Stacy on here. So
All
we
right,
both in
Stacy.
today.
All right, cool. Stacy so rarely can join us because she's so busy with her schooling. So this is a rare treat for us. All right, all right, all right. Brother Steve, Brother Cornell, what about you, man? Any questions for the market?
Yes. Just wanted to know, when it comes to the price labs, I know you talk about profitability and stuff. What number, how do you actually go over and determine that minimum price number that you need in order to be profitable? Is it a certain calculation that you use personally? Anybody else on this call to actually determine what's the lowest number you can go as the minimum price on price labs? You know,
Yeah,
to be
really.
profitable.
No, that subject never gets so. So we'll open up the Price Lab dashboards, and you guys can see real
Okay.
time some of the ways I play with it.
Okay.
But you know, I honestly think for you, Cornell, is just I wouldn't necessarily question the price labs. It's just getting more eyeballs on your places. And I feel like Furnish Finders, although I know you're using it, I feel like the script that we're gonna go over today might actually put a little fire under
Okay.
that flame you got. Veronica, mic check. How you doing today?
Hi, I am doing well today. How are you doing?
We're doing pretty good. You know,
Sorry for
I
joining a
saw you
little
so
late
many
today.
times during school today, and I don't think we said hi once. That's how
I'm
busy we were.
very busy. They keep us going all the time.
Right, right. Okay. Well, cool. Veronica, you and Chris have any questions for the marketplace?
Is Chris on now? I don't think he is, huh? All right. No. Well, I guess I do. So I have I've been thinking of how to like purchase items for the Airbnb in bulk, such as like towels, soap, maybe like water. And I just wanted to see, get some input from everyone else to see how they're doing it and how they're somehow maintaining the, costs to be low
You
if
in
they're
the
buying
right
things in
place.
bulk.
You in the right place at the right time. I got
Really? Oh,
I
wow.
got
Awesome.
the queen of all of that sitting right across from me, Miss Yvonne.
Yay. I'm
She can
excited.
share. She can share some stuff. All right, cool. Any other questions, Veronica?
Nope, not at the moment.
Not at the moment. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna start with my praise and progress. Um, as you guys know, on our last week's session we did on Tuesday, we ended the session prematurely because me and my wife had to jump into the car like Batman and Robin because we had a bat issue. Ain't nothing like a little black girl magic, y'all. I came in to the property thinking I got my gloves, I got my fishing net. We gonna get this bat. We ready. And I couldn't see a doggone thing. But my wife was able to spot it right away. And I didn't realize. So because we had a bunch of people from other countries in our Airbnbs for the eclipse from different cultures. I didn't realize there was so much stigma around bats in other cultures. So Yvonne, you were the woman from Africa. What was she saying about the bat?
She said bats are dangerous and evil.
Dangerous and evil.
And she wasn't gonna come out of her room.
Yep. Okay.
And I assured her that the bats in Africa are not the same as the bats in Rochester.
They just want a piece of fruit. That's all.
And then we found this bat, and it was just a little baby. It was like maybe 2 inches long. It was so scared. Earl just picked him up and politely took him outside, and away he went.
I was petting him like a little dog, yeah.
He was terrified.
Nah, I was kind of scared. But it took me three tries to find this doggone bat. They called me up three times. And obviously going in the middle of the day don't work. So that was my win. We got that, and we didn't have no negative reviews. I thought we at least had one negative review. Nope. Everybody gave us our 5. So that was dope. So we were able to get past that, and then hopefully we can get past our next challenge. We went from a bat in the Airbnb to a dog in the Airbnb. We'll talk about that as that unfolds. All right. Who else has a win that they can share with us? Don't have to be about finances. It could be about faith. It could be about family. It could be about fitness. Who else like to share a win?
I mean, I guess I'll share this win of this possible. Well, we'll definitely guaranteed bookings or clients that are willing to extend and stay at my place. So I'll share that. That's a win for me. Actually, one of my guests that were already staying, they referred this other guest that booked and wants to continue to extend, but that's where I need your consults on that, Earl, as far as like how to handle this, because he is actually the manager of the workers. So he's telling me I have 5 other workers. We're all staying in hotels. We're miserable in the hotels because it's like kids running around, and the guy staying at your place, he's telling me he's great, he sleeps, it's quiet, and he's like, I have 5 other workers. I mean, I don't have 5 other rooms for them because I have other people in the rooms, but yeah, it could be a possible contract or some sort.
Which company are they associated with?
So he told me it was Nestle Company. He is from Texas. I actually did not write all this information down, but I was gonna, get all that information from him, with follow up, because he's just booked, and I usually get more information like, you know, closer to the booking. So he's booked a week out.
Okay. Yeah, when we get into the actual marketplace, I got a bunch of questions for you just to be able to evaluate this deal. You
Hmm.
know, because clearly is you can make money on contracts, and you can lose money. And me and my wife can tell
Hmm.
you, we booked a semi-professional soccer team a year or two ago, and we didn't make money. They had 5 of our places locked up, and we did not make money. So so we can definitely talk about that.
Yeah.
Sounds like there's a promising situation. You just need to be able to negotiate all of the details out. Okay, that's an absolute one. Any wins on the family or faith side of it?
Um, just continue to reconnect with my niece, who's been estranged from the family for a little bit. You know, them just trying to reconnect and you know, be support system for her. So that's been going good. And um, also with other family, you know, we're planning like a dinner for my dad for his birthday. That's April 22nd. So I have a lot of April birthdays. My husband's was just April 10th. So it's a lot of
Oh,
April birthdays, and
my
my
first
brother-in-law's
lady is
April
April
5th.
10th too. Yeah. That's
Yeah, I heard that last meeting. I couldn't talk. So happy belated birthday, uh, Mrs.
Miss
Um,
First Lady Yvonne.
yes, Miss
Thank
First Lady.
So what you do for your so here's the interesting to know. What did you do for your husband's birthday? Anything cool?
So I made him a fruity pebble cake, which he really liked, and I surprised him with that because he didn't think he was getting a cake. And we're planning a skate date because I got him some pretty cool skates, and we're gonna plan a skate date.
Ooh,
So that's still in the making. So it's still
okay.
continuing.
All right, making memories. Yeah, no, you don't have a birthday. You got to have a birth week. And then when you get all grown, you have a birth month. And then when the kids get out of the house and you got disposable income, then it really get good. You can do some good stuff. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Awesome, awesome. All right. Anybody else want to share their wins for the week?
Yes, some ones I had for the week, faith-wise, I'm still starting my day with the morning prayer, so that's always good faith-wise. The family's doing well health-wise, coming together, getting ready for the spring season coming up. These warm weather days. Fitness is still doing good. I'm working out in the mornings and getting that health activity in on the weekends, and finances is doing good. We still actually had recently a returning guest, so that's always good. A returning guest comes back means that they actually like our place. So that was actually a win that I had for the week finances, that we had a returning guest that came back. So that was great that we give good accommodation. So that's the wins that I have for this week.
Amen. Good for you. Returning guests means they not only like the experience, they like you.
Yep, as a host.
All right,
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yep.
that's a good thing. Solid, solid, solid. Veronica, can you share your wins for the week? You guys were busy. You guys were out of town doing a college tour, if I remember correctly. Mic check, mic check.
Sorry, it took me a while to mute. Yes, we went to a college tour. The first college that we visited was Lincoln University. Then we went to Temple University, and then we went to Bowie, Delaware State, and Howard University. We took about 42 students and 10 chaperones. It was a great experience. We took students from RCSD and different charter schools and Victor. So it was really nice. It's always good to allow the students to see Black and brown faces on college campuses and know that historically Black colleges are really important, so they can step on the campus and, just learn and try to explore other colleges and universities outside of Rochester. So that was fun.
Amen. And what a product. I mean, so the fact that you guys have the potential of being like second generation to perform that in our area, our community, is really exciting. It's really humbling. And you guys can potentially impact a lot of young people. So yeah, kudos. And I know it's not easy. And I say that because me and my wife have done a couple college tours by way of the Church of Christ that we're associated with. And my wife remembers me calling her up and saying, "Babe, this is crazy." It wasn't even the kids, it was the adults. People,
Agreed.
like, because when you have some people's kids, many of you guys know that me and my wife do for a number of years we do a Bible camp. And when you're charged with people's babies, they're looking at you to make sure that, hey, all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. And when other adults kind of are loosey goosey, that's not okay. Because she got to make sure people's kids are safe. And so, Veronica, y'all, kudos. That's a big time opportunity. You guys are going to be able to impact the community on such a high level. And listen, I don't want to put no one on the spot, but Veronica, your sorority does a lot of good work, right?
Yes, of course we do.
Listen, y'all put out a lot of work. Well, Stacy has just joined that rank. And
Awesome.
so if Stacy could come off of mute and share a little bit about her wins.
Congratulations, Stacy.
Thank you. Congratulations. I missed the last part, but thank you. What am I getting congratulated on? I'm sorry, Earl. We had a sidebar for a second.
Your affiliation with the alumni chapter of?
Oh, Rochester Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Yes, I crossed last Saturday.
Kudos,
Congratulations. Welcome to the Divine Nine.
Thank you. And you are part of
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Okay. All right, my sister. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm getting to work, just getting to work and happy to be here. So thank you.
Yeah, the community is so much better because of the work that you guys put in. And
Absolutely.
It does not go unnoticed for sure. So absolutely. All right. Any more wins that we could talk about before we get into some business? Mic check, mic check.
Yeah, we had to pay our first rent payment to our landlord for Airbnb, so that's a win.
Yes, yes.
Barely, but we made it.
Yes.
On the positive side, amen.
That first one, right? That first one.
Yes, Lord.
and also, like I mentioned, it's the algorithm. Once you get that algorithm going, it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing. Cornell, he's the king of occupancy at this point. Brother always has 75% or higher occupancy. And so it's all about the algorithm. So, we got it going for you. Let's keep it going. Okay. So that being the segue, let's go into chapter 3 here. Chapter 3. Tanil, what's your occupancy at right now? Mic check, mic check. All right. If you're in a
Hey,
space,
sorry. My
okay,
occupancy is 75%. I'm at
75.
75. I had,
Okay.
yep.
All right, real good. And so what rates are you having for your rooms currently?
I have 48. So I have different prices because just based on the bed sizes in the rooms, just a little bit
Sure.
lower. So I have 48 for 2 of my rooms a night, and I have 50 for my full size bedroom
Okay.
a night, and
And you're
55 for my
you're in the Maryland market with Cornell, right?
Waldorf, Maryland.
Yeah. Cornell, is that similar to the rate structure you have as well?
On the rate structure, yeah, so it's like more so like a regular room, but like a full size is like anywhere like high season is like 45 40 through 45 a night. Then with a suite, we're doing like 50, 55. So around there. But you know, since the price has been varied since we implemented price labs for the high season. So using that data, it'd be the numbers would be scattered over using price labs. But yeah.
Well, yeah, that's why I brought you into the conversation, Cornell, because I'm not sure Tennille is turned that corner yet. She may
Yeah,
just
yeah,
be doing flat pricing.
Yeah, I haven't turned that corner yet because I still like watch my prices like a hawk and change stuff like meticulously. I'm still there.
Mhm.
So, but I am looking into price labs, but at the same time, I'm still kind of studying the prices myself and doing things.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would actually just dip my toe into it, but do know that during the high season that we're all in is really our opportunity to kind of catch up, make up ground for those of us that went through the low season, and we pushed occupancy above profitability. And so, now that we got the influx of people who are willing to pay, and I always say this, the shorter the stay, the more they pay. For those that
yeah,
want to stay longer, and this is what we'll get into in a moment again, you got to negotiate some sort of deal because that's the whole thing that they're looking for.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so there's definitely roots of discussion around that. Okay, so thanks for sharing, Cornell. What was your occupancy again?
My occupancy right now is 90%. 90%
Sweet.
occupancy right now. Yep.
Y'all give Cornell a little deposit, y'all. Give him a little deposit. Give
Yep.
him a little
Yep. Yep.
deposit.
So I
Yeah.
have
Congratulations.
yep. Yep. It's
Amen.
pretty high. Yeah, it's pretty high. Yep. I have about
Amen. 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 Veronica, share out what your occupancy is right now.
You go, Cornell.
yep. Amen. Thanks, Earl.
Oh, glory to God, right? Mic check, Veronica. We'll circle back. We'll circle back. All right, Miles, Stacy, occupancy for you guys.
We got 1 room occupied out of 8, and that's probably around what is it, 25% or something. We had 2 last week, so Lewis not on here, so I don't know how to do that math.
That's
So,
right.
Somebody help me. We need a 90% occupancy by next week.
we need
love
to come down there with Cornell.
I love it. So So when we open up, before we open up the conversation around furnished finders, we are going to go back into price labs, and you guys will see my little hat when I want to give myself a little bit of adrenaline um, around pricing. But again, I more so like to do that during low season than high season, because it never feels good when you're leaving money on the table. It never feels good. So all right. I think I got through. So when I take a look at myself, I am roughly around 75% occupancy. And which is timely, because that last 25%, when I get into some of the text messages and some of the emails that we're going to talk about in a moment, it makes a huge difference. Huge difference. Okay. All right. So I am ready to pivot. I'm ready to pivot. All right. So let's jump right in to our conversations around the marketplace. So I want to talk about contractors. I want to talk about how to handle it, and I want to talk about what not to do. All right. So if you have someone that is interested in a booking, I remember we had a person that what Yvonne, what did he do? The guy that kept booking Arch Street. He had the big truck. Was it fiber optics?
Mhm.
Okay. So this guy, he would come into town, work about 3 weeks, leave town, circle back, and work another 2 weeks, leave town. And initially he wanted us to reserve the space for him um while he was. I'm like, wait a minute, we can't really, unless you book the room, we can't reserve it. So we had to kind of, make sure he was aware of that. And his issue is he didn't necessarily want to book ahead of time. He would show up like the day of and then try to book a room. And, a lot of times that is not even realistic. Yeah. What was his name again? Spanish guy. Nice guy, just very dirty.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
But he's a nice guy. Really, really
Thought he
nice.
was- thought he was neat.
Yeah, he thought he was super neat. He wasn't. Um, so tell me a little bit more about your situation.
Sure. So, um, this guest is the manager of, I guess he's an electrician. They're electricians. He's the manager of I guess he manages the project. So he was referred to by another guest to stay in there as his worker.
Okay.
So when he was asking about the room, he's never used Airbnb before. Um, so because at first I was like, well, how did you get my number, and what's going on? And he said, no, I was actually referred. This is Axial stays at your place already. So that happened and all that. It was a bunch of confusion because I don't like people calling and asking a bunch of questions. So
Right.
um,
So he
so
didn't find
yeah.
you using your link. He got a referral and then called you directly.
Well, my guest sent the link um, of the Airbnb room to him, but
Okay.
he had more questions because he had never used Airbnb
Okay.
for me. So I answered all his questions, and I said, so hey, you have to set up your account for Airbnb in order to book the room. So he said, okay, no problem. I'm willing to, pay, and I just can't stay at this hotel. We're all at this hotel. It's just I'm not used to this. I want some quiet. I'm clean. I just want a quiet and a clean place to stay. And your place seems to be the place, for that, according to my worker. So
Okay. Okay.
um, so he's wanting to stay. He's like, so he booked out. He's like, my hotel finish is my stay for this hotel. I just got a week out, and I'm gonna, he already booked for about 3 weeks out already. And he's saying that he wants to continue to book after that. He wants like a guarantee that nobody else will book and he can continue to book. And so does his worker as well, who's in another one of my rooms.
So what does that look like? He wants a guarantee. He wants you to hold the place, or what does that mean?
So that's why I'm not sure, but I explained to him it doesn't work that way. Once he's booking for at least 3 weeks. So normally the Airbnb really that room's probably not going to really get booked. It may, but normally it's kind of on pause anyway when somebody's booking that long. But usually if somebody books or extends like a week in advance, and I think he's okay with doing that. I just wasn't, because he's not used to use Airbnb, so I wasn't sure if he's just because I had to add, like, pretty much explain or give him a little bit of a tutorial how the platform works. So
Okay.
But he did open up an account that day, and he booked for the 3 weeks. And so I told him I would, get back to him about, give him more information on, how we can, go about, you're continuing to stay. But I already have bookings for his room, like a future booking. That's my, like in next
Okay,
month.
cool. So we're on the same page. I never, ever, ever want to encourage people to quote unquote block off rooms to a particular person that is committing in words, but not committing in dollars to be a guest. And because truthfully, it's not bad business, but it's not smart business, because things come up all the
Right,
time. And if you
right,
block off a space, potentially, you could potentially be losing revenue if something. I mean, Yvonne, how many times have we had people whose out of town work schedule changed and they had to end their booking early?
More than we can count.
Yeah, it happens all the time. They're supposed to be in town for 3 weeks, and all of a sudden they're in town for a week. And and we're cool about it, but we don't have a refundable, policy. And
right. No,
our position is this: if the room is booked for the 2 weeks or the 3 weeks or the 4 weeks, because our calendar is now closed, we now no longer have an income opportunity for that space. And so, and most people, they get it. They get it. So my encouragement to you is never do what I'm talking about, blocking off a space without a person making a commitment. Now, here's the negotiation side of it. I would keep it simple on your end. And what simple means to me is go into your settings on Airbnb, and if a person books beyond, 2 weeks, you can do a monthly discount, you can do a weekly discount, and you put in the percentage that makes the most sense for you.
well, I have it at 20% for 25 days now for that room.
Okay.
Is that what you mean, or?
Yeah. So I would start right there with that information.
Yeah, I will, with is information for him, or?
Yeah. So what you're sharing with me, hey, if you book beyond 25 days, we're gonna give you a special discount of 25% off. Or whatever the number is my point. That may be how you approach it. So you
Well,
can
I
lock it.
did offer that.
How
I
did
mean,
that
I did
go?
let him know I did let him know that's already on the table. But he was willing to book even before he knew that. Like he was just ready to book the room.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't have a lot of
Right.
like persuading to, yeah.
Do you think you need to do anything more, or do you think that's sufficient?
So my thing is, like you said, I don't want to block off the room. I don't want to have to block off any dates, because that could be a possible booking. But at the same time, do I just tell him to, hey, want just go ahead and try to book like a week out the room to lock it in for, or extend like a week before? Like,
Yeah,
what is a good time frame to
my
tell
wife
him
is
to
agreeing.
extend?
The further out that he can know his schedule and extend, the better that you can accommodate.
Okay.
And sometimes it gets crazy where a person wants to extend in their room, but someone's already reserved the room, but there's another room in the house. They got to pick up their stuff and go down the hall because that room that they were originally in is no longer available.
So I already have a guest that's saying that he's willing to do that. Because I mean, and I feel blessed that all my guests have no complaints. They really love to stay because they wanted to, all of them have extended. So I have 75% occupancy and all of them have extended. And they want to extend for like midterm, like 25 days. So,
Beautiful. Beautiful.
yeah. And I
Listen,
have future bookings. So
yeah.
I'm just at that dilemma where I have these future bookings for that same room that this guy wants to stay in, but I have to tell him
So,
that, hey,
so the only thing that I would encourage until you turn the corner and you have software setting your prices, you and Cornell might want to just kind of team up and just ask Cornell, Cornell, can I take a look at your listings so that you know what his prices are, so you can kind of be consistent? Because you don't want to be so low where you're leaving money on the table during the high season.
You can also go on Airbnb as a traveler and look at prices.
no, absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, my wife is absolutely on it. If you go in as in an incognito setting as a traveler and rate shop.
No, I did that because I watched the other meetings with the other, and I heard Cornell say he went cutting. I said, oh, let me try that. So I use all these tips, and I'm already, I've already done, yeah. So I'm shopping these prices and I'm, changing them accordingly. But that's the only reason why I want to get price slides is so I don't have to do this. But
Right.
yeah, so I
Yeah.
don't have to really keep an eye out on it.
Yeah. Yeah. You wanna kind of look at it this way. It's like when you were a kid in gym class. You don't want to be at the front of the line. You don't want to be at the end. You want to be right in the middle.
But right now, I'm also using it as education too, like that's just how I am. I like to kind of do it myself until I feel like, okay, I'll buy my time for that now that I got it, now that I really want it, like, yeah, I feel comfortable with it.
Sounds good.
And I'm there, but I'm really having fun with it as well, to
Sweet.
be honest.
So listen to them. I want to open it up to anybody else. Does anybody else want to share any wisdom with respect to this conversation of giving deals for people and long-term stays? Because we between the group, I think we have experience of over 30 properties. So that's pretty cool. Anybody else want to chime in? All right, all right. All right, let's move on to the next question. Purchasing items in bulk. I am gonna ask Veronica to kind of share a little bit more about what she's done so far with that.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I think so. You want me to share what I've done so far?
Yes,
Is
please.
that- Um, I hate to say this out loud, but I would run to like the Family Dollar and, grab some things like right beforehand. But I feel like I'm not being productive and I'm spending a lot more money. And I know a conversation that I had with Yvonne was, you don't want to spend too much money when, you're not making it all just yet. So I was just kind of curious what everyone else is doing as far as purchasing items in bulk for a guest stay.
Okay, sweet. All right, so Yvonne is going to chime in a little later because she's on the phone with Airbnb about our dog situation. So, can anyone else kind of jump in and share some thoughts that it's been effective for them?
I would say pay attention to have you had guest stay? How many guests have stayed so far?
Yes. Over, help me out here,
A
Earl.
dozen so far, right, Veronica?
Yeah,
At least a dozen.
close to 15, I would say.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. Pay attention to what the guests like, because they're definitely going to let you know if they need or like something. And sometimes when I'm turning over the rooms, I'll see, oh, okay, I left that out, like maybe some snacks. Oh, they took the snack. They did take the snack. So I just pay attention. If it's not something I need to get, I don't get it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think something I've been thinking about is actual, like, for example, like, everyone has a different preference to like soap bars, right? But I was thinking instead of like going to a local store, if I went on Amazon and got like miniature soap bars, like in a pack of 30 plus or more, or like 100. I've just seen different hosts do different things, and I was just wondering if there's like a common theme that we all have um actually utilized in the group. No.
Anybody else want to kind of chime in? What are you,
I mean,
go ahead. Danielle, go ahead.
cost effective for sure, cost effective for sure. But also to your taste, but cost effective for sure. To your taste of how as far as what your what you feel like your guests need and want in your place.
Okay. I want to just add on to that. Yes, we definitely have my wife and I have seen different things that we've done. Like we would start with a big old thing of sparkling grape juice. And we realized that that wasn't always being, used. So now we do.
Well, so I'm back. So we started with a large thing of grape juice. And then we noticed it was pretty much being wasted. So then we went to the smaller ones. And that wasn't being utilized. And then I said, Earl, I think people would really like water because we're in the stage of health and people just want a little something that they can, drink and move on. So I put the special waters that they have now out. I put those in the room.
The
and
alkaline water.
The alkaline water.
Ooh.
Special. And they love it. We hardly ever have water left behind. Where before we were spending more and they weren't even using it.
Guys, we were spending so much more and the guests didn't even want it.
At least 5 times more. And they didn't even want it. And then as for the small bars of soap, when we first started, we were encouraged to use the small bars of soap. I did not want the small bars of soap. We use them and the guests never use them. Ever. So I just put the standard ivory in there and probably about 80% of the guests use ivory. It's just a basic soap that it doesn't like irritate their skin. Most people aren't allergic to it. And if they don't want it, they usually just leave it right in the room. And if they take it, then that's great too. That's up to them. As for the other supplies, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say about the Irish soap. I stopped doing soap too. I just really put out the standard towels, washcloths, hand towels, and that's pretty much it. Because it's like I said, a lot of people didn't use the bar soap, so it's kind of
Right.
cut that out.
So when we have a lot of one-day stays like we had for the eclipse, we did not put it soap out, but I always make sure that there's at least one new bar in the medicine cabinet. So if someone says, because people might forget soap or something like that, I say there's a new bar in the medicine cabinet, go ahead and use that. So then I have that covered because they might need the soap. But as for the rest of the supplies on my phone, I have an app for every store that I would consider purchasing an item from. And then, of course, I have my online that I purchase from. And I do my price checking. And
So, babe, pull back the curtains. Give them the top 5 apps that you frequent.
so, believe it or not, even though BJ's is a little expensive, BJ's has sales. And believe it or not, Wegmans has sales. Wegmans will have that you buy like 2 packages of paper towels and get $5 off. And now all of a sudden I have this huge break on my paper towels. So I just purchased based on that. I do not purchase a lot from Walmart. Even though Walmart has lower prices, by the time I apply my sales, I'm getting a better price. Now, of course, you can purchase online, and I purchase sheets and stuff online, but I try to, for the most part, purchase one brand so I can track what people, because people will bring in and switch your brands. They'll mess up your
Ooh,
items.
yes.
And they'll go buy
Yes.
like a Dollar General
Knockoff.
item, and it doesn't wash the same. It doesn't act the same. So I don't want those. They can actually buy those ahead of time and use them themselves. They're free to do that. So I do that. Even when it comes to like laundry soap in the Airbnb, I will get the empty containers that they buy, the small ones. I go get the brand laundry detergent. I put it back in that container and I put the container back out there. I don't get a big, huge gallon so that they can wash all their kids' clothes and their friends' clothes. They're supposed to provide that, but sometimes I provide it too, like if they ask or something. So I just have a bunch of strategies that I use. But there's one thing that I never, ever change on, and that is Scott's toilet paper. Because I know that people will plug up a toilet with too much toilet paper. So all I buy is Scott's. And I know Scott's cost a little more, but it's worth me not having to call the handyman or worrying about making sure there's a plunger that's properly in it. It's just worth it. And they don't ever plug the toilet. You get that cottonelle and all that stuff. And it's like they're kids. They forgot how many pieces of toilet paper they're supposed to use. So it's just a couple things that I don't alter from. The Scott's toilet paper. Of course, when we start a new Airbnb, the iron's always brand new with an auto shut off so that I know it's not going to malfunction. I have standard things that we do. Otherwise, I can pretty much go here and there. Of course, the paper towels, always select the size, never full sheet, because they just waste those paper towels. If they want more, they can get it.
Babe, so do we ever get stuff from the dollar store, Dollar General?
Never.
Really?
Never.
Okay.
There's a lot of junk in there, and it's a lot of stuff that to me that's overpriced. Like if you literally get a roll of toilet paper from the dollar store, it's like half a roll. It's not even a whole roll. So if they were out of toilet paper and that's all you had, then you get it. But for me to supply the houses, I do pretty much standard items. I really don't go out and buy a lot of Bounty. I know Bounty is great. It feels great. But they just they just waste it. I get the members, the Wegmans brand, which Wegmans actually has a decent brand, and I get BJ's brand.
So I'm hearing Wegmans app. I'm hearing
I do Wegmans. I have
BJ's
Walmart.
BJ's app.
Yeah, Walmart app. I have Target app.
Target, Amazon app.
Yeah, of course, Amazon.
Okay. Listen, guys, I'm going to tell you, don't sleep on these online vendors, because not only can you, like, the thing I like most about Amazon is if something is defaulty or something is you just send it back.
Yeah.
and they send you more merchandise. They don't even question you. So it's all about being smart, but working smart, and what's the other part of it? And pinching pennies, because it's not how much money we make, it's how much money we keep.
Right.
Anybody else want to kind of?
Any more questions? Oh, yeah, anybody else comment?
I
Anybody
was
else?
gonna say, I had a comment about soap.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are right. Nobody uses a bar soap, so I actually have the push top body wash in each of my bathrooms, a huge one. That way, I say I provided the soap for the guests. Most of them, some of them use it, some of them don't, but it's there if they forgot their soap, because most guests do bring in their own soap. I know I do.
Yeah.
It's good to provide something just in case, because
Right.
they'll ask you. They'll
Right.
say, I forgot my soap, and they don't have a vehicle. They just want something to wash up with.
And let's also, know, because I'm the marketing guy, the algorithm, the Airbnb algorithm, that's one of the check marks that you can check. That
It
you,
sure
you
is.
know, that you can provide those
Right,
amenities, those amenities. And believe it or not, that makes a difference.
I do buy something from the dollar store. Dollar store has salt and pepper and those individual shakers. I never
Salt and
fill
pepper.
salt and pepper shakers. When they're done, I feel like I need to get rid of them because they're like germy and stuff. I toss them and get a new one. So there are some things I do buy from the dollar store.
There we have it. We do have a dollar store purchase.
There's a couple things from the dollar store.
Oh wow, salt and pepper. Okay, cool.
Pot holders. They get all nasty. I toss them and get new ones. I just went to a house yesterday. Pot holders look like they had been through a war. I said, I'll bring over new pot holders. When I bring them over, I'm going to toss those and put new ones in the drawer.
All right. Veronica, was that helpful?
Very helpful. Thanks.
Good stuff. Okay, great. All right. All right. We're moving down the list. I know we're almost at the top of the hour. So the two things I want to check off is I want to talk about, once you have price labs, how to go in there and make subtle changes, not major changes, but just subtle changes. So let me screen share for a second and get in there. So I am going to price labs. And let me know if you guys can see my screen. Okay. All right, good friends. So we got another 10 minutes of information, and then we're gonna shift gears. All right, so this is the Price Lab dashboard. And so for giggles, I am gonna go into Veronica's property. RGH.
Thank you.
Okay, RGH. All right, very good. Okay, so here's her properties near the hospital. And when you go on the Price Lab, you know it's active because you see these green tabs or whatever. The ones that are inactive are in gray. Oh, and I got to share this with you guys. This is relevant. This is so relevant. Okay, so you guys know that at some point when we were teaching you guys how to do the ABC listing strategy, that was not like an original idea. We got that from Coach Jim because we were trying to figure out how to get more eyeballs on our property. Okay. I think I shared that with you guys. Well, at some point we knew Airbnb was going to figure it out, what we were doing, and they have. So, today, like, I had a bunch of, like, so you guys see all these listings that are not highlighted. These were our duplicate listings. the C listings or the B listings. So what I'm trying to tell you is this: Airbnb went in and everything that was a duplicate listing, they flagged for deactivation. And I'm not sure who abused it. It certainly weren't us. But the fact of the matter is the reason that I'm so happy that we turned the corner and we're now using this software is all of the utility of having a double listing or a triple listing for us is now gone because Airbnb is no longer allowing it. So if they find that you have a double listing, eventually over time, they're going to deactivate some of that. So if any of you guys are my co-hosts, you may see a few of our listings, even though they're not active, have a deactivation next to it. That's what's going on. Okay. So as a way of kind of bringing this to a close, so we go into a listing. This is Veronica's listing. I open it up. And again, I'm saying the wrong word. This is not a listing. This is the software. Okay. This is the software. So this software is controlling the pricing at Airbnb. And remember, the reason that we're not using smart pricing is smart pricing will not honor our minimum if we have any sort of discounts associated with it. So I go into this, and so this is how I choose my base price for those of you guys. So I open it up. The software is going to, again, ask me what kind of property this is, okay? Or maybe it won't because it already knows it's a room. When you first do it, it's going to ask you, is it a room? Is it a 2-bedroom? Is it a 1-bedroom? So they know this is a room. They're giving us a recommended price of $29 on the low side. And they're telling me my market base is $40. And so historically, it goes back, it time travels, and it goes back in time. And it says to us that $24 is the historic low, $37 is this historic high. I'm gonna see that high in the month of July and August, and then it's gonna taper down. September is gonna be 30, October is gonna be 28, 27, 28. Are you guys following this? This is all the software. Okay, so now I'm using this data. My minimum price is $25 right now. But if I really wanted to kickstart something, I could probably close this out. I'm going to keep my base price what it is, but I could potentially take my minimum price down $2. And what you guys are going to see on the calendar is you're going to see a reflection of low demand, normal demand, good demand, high demand, and when things are unavailable. So the reason that this is all gray is because there's a booking in this room right now. Okay, so it becomes available for our community on the 1st. And then the software is suggesting that the price be $25, $27. As we get closer to the weekends, what do you guys notice about the price?
It's getting higher.
Getting higher. No more flat rate. All right. And because we're not getting a flat rate, we have a better opportunity of maximizing profitability during the high season. Come off of mute if you have any questions before I end this segment.
Yeah, Earl, I understand that. I know for mine, a few of my days were booked. I had to ask this question about price tags because I know we're speaking about profitability, but I just wanted to also make sure the days get filled. Versus out of 30 days, only like 3 days getting filled. So, I know it's other things we can do, like change our cover photo and stuff. But yeah, I understand that. It's just if you don't see as many days filled on your calendar, you go back and just drop that minimum price down even more. That's what
Right.
you do that.
I mean, I haven't done it in the past, but I could do it. I mean, honestly, if I wasn't so aggressive with furnished finders, maybe I would think about doing that.
Okay.
And so let me gotta just bend the corner. Let's
Okay.
talk about furnished finders now, and it'll give you guys a bit of a idea of what you can do in addition to. Okay. All right. So what I have right now is a script. Everyone, I will send you access to the script. It's just what we send out. Okay, so here's Furnished Finders. Okay, so I have a couple accounts, couple properties. Here's Furnished Finders. I'm actually going to change screens because I want to show you the account that has the most activity. So give me 30 seconds to change screens. Hang on.
With
Stop.
Furnish Finders, Earl, I know when you create a new account, you got to pay that $100 again.
You do. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Share. Okay. Boom. I'm in the right place. All right. So I'm going to move this around. So, okay. Furnished Finders. We are good. All right. So let me. Okay. Here it is. It's already open. Cool. Cool beans. All right. So this is what my dashboard looks like. And you guys, again, I'm not getting you guys to spend money. I'm just telling you guys what I'm doing. All right. So I got a bunch of leads that came in during the eclipse. And because we were packed out, I never even got back to them. So, like, I got about 30 leads that I haven't touched. So, here's the benefit. If you have furnished finders, what you'll now have an opportunity to do is I'll give you guys this script. But this is what we share with people. So, real time, I'm gonna do an email to. So Samuel, I pull up Samuel's information. I'm viewing Samuel's information because I want to know how long he's intending to be in Rochester. I want to know if he has any pets. And I want to know if there's a particular property type. And a lot of times what I will do just to kind of let him know that I've looked at his information is I will actually, believe it or not, I will cut and paste all of this and I'll put it into my template. So I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna move over to my template. Here's my template. All right. And sometimes it's nice and sometimes it doesn't format so good. But at any rate, here's the template, guys. It's super basic. And I hope you guys take it and personalize it, whatever you want to do. Hello, this is Yvonne and Earl from Furnished Finders and Put Your City. We got your request. You're in for some fun in Rochester. Here's the scoop. Now we try to be lighthearted. You might want to be more professional. It's all good. I mean, have fun. So the all of this other stuff is stuff that they already put in the request. Okay. I'm just copying and pasting. And so here's the key. I'm letting them know what properties that we have available. Okay. And for you guys that just have the one property, you would only put one link. If you have more than one property, you put all of your available rooms. So I would like go through here every Monday and this will change based on where my availability is. Okay. All right. 2 places at Roxborough. That's available. That link will go there. 1 place at Oakland. That link will go there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this. I'm going to take all of this and I am going to put it in an email. All right. And I have a hard stop after I do this with you guys because I have another meeting to get to. But anywho, this is what the email looks like. I send it, put in the email, I copy and paste the person's email like this, and I send it off. Q&A, questions, comments. What do you guys want to know?
Do you also text them that script too? I know people respond back to text messages more.
Actually, believe it or not, my responses are much higher on text messages than they are on Gmail. It's just hard for me to show you guys this in a Zoom meeting on my phone. But I seldom, like literally, I seldom send emails. More often I send the text messages. So I just created a note on my iPhone with this script in it. That makes sense?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to put this script in the chat box for you guys to customize and do whatever you want with it, because it will mitigate you needing or feeling like you got to do a lot of playing around with the pricing, because you got more eyeballs looking at your property. That makes sense, everybody? Okay, I hope it does. All right. All right, let's all right, guys. Find my chat button, and like I said, I got a hard stop with you guys, so I gotta shut this down. Okay. So where's my chat? Oh, there it is. All right. So please, before you disconnect, go to the chat, open up that Google Doc and save it so you can do your own magic. I will encourage you, use Furnish Finders. It's a good tool. All right. All right. Blessings, everybody. All right. Deidre,
Thank you.
Fred,
God
hang
bless
out with
you.
me.
God bless everybody.
God bless. God bless everybody.
Hey,
Hey, do you guys know who Christy is?
yeah,
Yes, Christy Donasso.
Christy, that's the one that I told you was joining us. She does our.
Oh, okay. That's your Christy.
That's
Okay.
my Christy. That's my
Okay.
Christy.
So that's your accountant, is it?
No, so I'll give you the backdrop. So Christy, do you remember the book Earl, Ask Who Not How?
Of
So
course.
yeah,
Yeah.
so Christy when I used to work at Blue Cross, she was my chief financial. I called her my chief financial officer, but she did all of my budgeting at Blue Cross, and like she was my first intern, so I've worked with her for over 20 years. And so she does this amazing like budget financial reconciliation. So I asked if she would be willing to learn it and do it for us here, at least supporting me and Fred on our properties, and so which is a part of our alliance too. So she's the one that I put together.
Hi, Christy.
Hi, Earl. It's nice to meet you.
Okay. Well, cool. All right. So guys, I apologize for running over. And so let's jump right into it.
All
And in
good.
fact,
So
let
I
me,
think
if you don't mind, let me turn off the recording.
okay, that sounds
All right.
good. And
Yeah.
so while you're doing that, I figure we can just kind of levels. Fred's sitting right here, by the way, too. He's just
Big
sitting.
Fred was good, man.
I figure today, Earl, because we haven't done a reconciliation since like October-ish. And so I think what we'll do is we'll look at the P&L for